We are going to go ahead and start. So, everybody should be signed in. I'm sure ready. Good afternoon. And 3 people said it. Let's try it again. You guys are going to be teachers. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, I am Amanda Priest. I have sent you 7,342 emails since the beginning of the semester. Maybe even before that. I am the assistant director of the Scopes office. What the Scopes office is it's a really big name. Student Center of Professional Education Services. So we handle all of your clinical placements. We handle your advising, your junior and senior evals, all that sort of stuff. That door's not locked. Get that one, buddy. Okay, so anyway, and then once you become a real teacher, a real life teacher, we handle all of your certification for you. So, what we are here for today is your level 1 orientation. For most of you, this is your first clinical experience. There may be a few of you who have been out in the schools with like CI 343 or something just small like that, but otherwise, this is usually the first one. So we just want to make sure everybody starts on the right foot and everything is out in the open and there are no misunderstandings from the very beginning because we want everyone to be successful. So, there you go. There's my speaker. Okay, so today, I never use this, so I'm like, today, just trying it out. So on today's agenda, we're going to talk about what this level 1 clinical experience is and what it entails. We're going to talk about the expectations for the clinical. We're going to talk about your placements and how those placements are made, what to do on your first day and before, your evaluation, how you're evaluated for this clinical, the live text situation and how that evaluation all goes through live text, and then I'm going to talk about ADME 4. Some of you are sitting there like, what? Who has no idea what ADME 4 is? It's okay. It's all good. We're going to talk about it. So, let's get started. Your 270 syllabus, this is EDF 270. It's the cohesive clinical with 201 is going to be emailed to you. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just like any other syllabus. If you have any questions about it, you can always just stop by or email me and I'll take care of it. Okay, so what is the level 1? So level 1 is a co-requisite with EDF 201. So everyone in here should be registered for EDF 201 unless you've already taken it and passed it. Come on in. People are, oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. Okay, let's come around to this one. I'm propping this open. I'm sorry if it gets too loud outside. We will just, we'll just go from there. I don't think there's anything. There's nothing next door, so we should be fine. Okay, so it's a co-requisite with EDF 201. So right now you all have Dr. Kinghorn or Dr. Corrigan for 201, am I right? Okay. And so this goes along with it. You have to do a case study in that class, am I right? This is how you do the case study, right? You find the student in this classroom. Okay, so it is 35 hours of general observation in a content-specific classroom. What that means is if you are an elementary ed major, you are going to be in a elementary classroom. It could be a kindergarten classroom, it could be a 5th grade classroom, or anywhere in between. But you're going to be placed in an elementary classroom. For secondary majors like English, social studies, general science, math, you could be in a middle school or a high school setting. For our related arts folks, because they are pre-K through adult, they could actually be in an elementary, a middle, or a high school for any of that. So the 35 hours is just an opportunity to see real life classroom situations. When I look around here, for the most part, you guys are just a few years removed from high school, okay? So being a student in school versus being the teacher in the classroom in charge of the instruction is a completely different scene, okay? It's a completely different point of view. So what we want you to do is to go out in these classrooms, because right now you really, really think you want to be a teacher, right? Because you really love school, I want to be loved, and you want to be just like him or her. And that's awesome. That is great. I had great teachers who I love too. The thing you get out there, and it is not maybe what you thought it was going to be. And so this is the first real opportunity for that. This is our first major clinical within the College of Ed. We have it early. Everyone in here is probably freshman, sophomore. We have it now because if you decide that this is not for you, it's okay. You're not behind. You know, you could find something else and transfer out, and everybody is all good. But if it is for you, it's for you. And we want to just keep fostering that. So moving on that. So expectations for level 1 students, okay? We have a few just kind of general expectations. Because this is a level 1, because it's just observation, you're not teaching, you're not planning, you're not really doing any of that. So, but we want you to act as a professional and just to get an understanding of what that means. So our first thing I have listed is the dress code. If I get 10 calls or complaints about something in a semester, 8 of them are going to be about the dress code or something that involves the dress code. So here, this is how it works. We expect you to look like a professional when you're out in school, especially if you're placed in a high school. Most of you look like high schoolers to me because I'm old. And so, if I walked in a room and it was just a group of high schoolers with, let's just pick on you, with you, I would think that you were just a student in the room. Now, if you're dressed professionally though and you have on an IT badge, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a Marshall student. Okay. That's one of the reasons we want you to dress professionally. We want you to set yourself apart from the students in the classroom. You are going to go in schools and you're going to see teachers who are really professionally dressed. And you are going to go in schools and you're going to see teachers who have on jeans and hoodies. And that's okay. Because guess what? They are real teachers with real certifications that are hired into positions. And so they're allowed to do that. You need to look around the culture of the school you're placed at. Okay. There are some schools, I call them capri pants schools. Do you all know what I'm talking about? All the teachers are like little old ladies and everybody wears capri pants. Okay. And then there are some schools where you are going to see tattoos and you are going to see, less of a dressed up appearance. And that's okay. You just need to know what your culture is in your school. So we ask that you don't wear jeans, except on special dress-up days, like dress down days. I shouldn't say dress up. The school I taught at before I took this position, on Fridays, everybody wore jeans and like a school shirt or something like that. But we paid $2 and it went to, Relay for Life or something. So if your school that you're placed at does that, that's fine. That's not a problem at all. But you need to just talk to your teacher and know the culture. We ask that you only have ear piercing, no tattoos visible, and no other piercings visible. That's a rule I inherited. If you want to talk to me about it, or if you have any questions about it, and you want to talk privately, that's not a problem at all. The very last one on there, you're probably thinking, oh, sure she put that on here. Do you know I've had 2 complaints this semester already? Guys, personal hygiene is a must. It is a non-negotiable with me. How can I say this tactfully? Because people who know me, there's a couple of people in this room who know me, and they know that I am not very tactful sometimes on things. Take a shower, put on deodorant, shave if you need to shave, brush your teeth, and smell your clothes. And don't get them all the dirty clothes came from. That's enough. That's pretty much all I can give you there. I get it. Sometimes we're in a hurry, or sometimes we forget things, and that's okay. I will just say this. I have never come to work and forgotten to brush my teeth, or forgotten to take a shower, or look in the mirror, or wash my face, or put on deodorant. I've never forgotten those things, and you shouldn't either. Okay? We good with that? If you have any questions, let me know. If you don't follow that rule, I'm gonna know, because somebody's gonna call me about it. Or like your peers will call you about. Like I had a student teacher send me an email and say that another student teacher stunk the last time we all got together, and maybe I should talk to him. I was like, yeah, maybe I should. So they'll call you out on that. And this is not any sort of political or anything like that, but if you smoke, make sure you wash your hands, use hand sanitizer and something, brush your teeth, something like that. Don't go in smelling like smoke. It's just not okay. I'll hear about it. So on the right side of the screen, you'll see it says social media and cell phone use. This used to just be something I touched on when I first took this position. We now have a social media policy, and I'm going to send you a link for. Basically, it goes like this. I wouldn't take my phone in if I didn't have to. First of all, It's so tempting to just check it, you know. It just is. I mean, and like my watch, it syncs to my phone, so if I get a text while we're standing here, it is so hard for me not to just look at it, right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So it's just not okay. It's not professional. It's just best if you don't have it out. Also, it's like a safety thing. It could get stolen. So, especially if you are in a middle school or high school. I don't know if you all are I don't know where y'all went to school. My daughter, my daughters, my one graduated from Wayne High School, my one's in Wayne Middle School now. I think they're great schools. I love the people there. I love 99% of the kids there. But there are kids who are jerks and they're going to steal your stuff. Okay, so just be very aware of your items that you take in on your person. Do not accept students as friends or followers on social media sites. Now this is clarification. First thing I would do when I left this orientation today is I would log on to my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, whatever I've got, and I would make it private. That's the first. If it's not private, make it private. Then I would look at my profile pictures and see if I would show them to my grandma or my preacher. We always say at our house, our pastor's name was Pastor Jake that we had a couple years ago, and I would say, would Pastor Jake, would you wear that for Pastor Jake? Or would you show Pastor Jake that picture? You know, think about it. Because here's what's going to happen. If you're in a middle school or a high school, and you introduce yourself on the first day, what's the first thing the kids do? Look you up. And even if you're locked down, even if you're private, what can they still see? Your picture, right? Same thing goes for parents. And I'll just tell you, and I'm just as guilty as everybody else. As a parent, I've looked up people that are around my kids on social media. And I've been disturbed at times and a little appalled. One time my daughter was on her Insta and I was like, whoa, who was that? And she's like, my math teacher, who I've never met, and all I saw was boobs, just to be honest. And so the first thought I had was a negative thought, and I didn't even know this person. You see what I'm saying? So you need to be very aware. Now, before you ask me, but Miss Priest, I go to church with so-and-so, and I'm placed at Huntington High, and they go to Huntington High, and we are friends on social media. Is that okay? Yeah. I can't tell you what to do. I can just make suggestions, all right? These are suggestions. I cannot forcibly go through your friends list and block people or anything like that. I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble, okay? We have had people who have been removed from student teaching because of some social media situations, or removed from level 2s. I mean, to get that far in our program and then have to leave our program because of a mistake like that, it's bad. You don't want that. Do not post about schools, students, or situations. Don't. And don't talk about them on the okay? If you have a question, or if you have a concern, or if you feel like you really need to tell somebody something, come tell me. I'll listen. We'll talk about it. It will be okay. True story. One time a student was talking about a previous teacher she had done a clinical with the current teacher, and was just dogging her down the road, man. And those teachers were best friends. And she just said, no. Just because you don't teach at the same school doesn't mean you don't know people. Same thing happened. It was in like a Walmart checkout. Two students were talking about a particular child at a school negatively, and that child's grandmother was the clerk checking them out. They didn't know that. Just keep it to yourself, okay? Students must sign a social media policy. I will send you the link to that. It is on my PLC site. You'll need to review it, initial it, and sign it. You can sign it electronically. You can print it off and sign it, take a picture of it, and send it back to me. It has to be on file, just so we're all clear. Got it? I'll send you the link. This is not something you should have already done, so don't stress about that. Okay. Next thing, attendance. Once you get your placement, okay, you're going to have your teacher's contact information on it, and you are going to contact them. You're going to reach out to them. Hey, I'm so excited to be in your classroom. I have classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I have Tuesday, Thursday completely free, or I have classes in the mornings, so I have all of my afternoons free, whatever free time you have. I can't wait to get started, blah, blah, blah. and you all talk, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be there Monday at 8 a.m. No, take it back up. I'm gonna be there Friday at 8 a.m. And then Thursday night, you went to Thirsty Thursday or whatever you all go to now, I don't even know. And then Friday morning, your alarm went off and you're like, oh, that is not good. What will happen is then that teacher will do that, and then they will call me. And then I will say, sorry, you can't do your clinical this semester. You can try again next semester. Okay? It's not cool. So if you are supposed to be somewhere, you need to be there. If you are scheduled to be there at 8 o'clock, what time do you think you should get there? 7:30, 7:45. Not at 8 o'clock. Okay? Also, once you get your placement, I would drive there and see how long it takes me to drive there, figure out where you're supposed to park, all of those things. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Just so there's no surprises. I try to cover every base so there's not a surprise once you start. And the thing with the schedule is I've already had someone who was at orientation yesterday email me about this. You are setting the schedule with the teacher. There's not a set schedule. I didn't say you are going on Tuesday and Thursday, or, you see what I'm saying with that? You guys need to work that out and figure that out. It's not up to me. So it's totally up to you. You can go, let's say you have Fridays off, you could go all day on Friday. That's fine, I don't care. Let's say you can only go in the afternoons, you go in the afternoons. That's fine. I'm good either way, okay? Just as long as you get your hours, I'm okay, that works. And you need to work out those problems with the teacher. And you also need to exchange contact information. Most teachers will just give you their cell and you can text. That's what most people like to do. Okay, so overall professionalism. You're a guest in the school. Please remember that. Even if this is a school that you went to high school at, or if this is a school where you know people there, you're still a guest, okay? It's still a professional setting. And it's really different being a teacher versus being a student. So you need to know that. You must follow all the school rules. Most schools have rules about gum chewing, or having drinks, or where you're supposed to park, or things like that. Know that ahead of time. Just ask the teacher, is there any specific rule I need to know? I would not walk in on day one drinking a Red Bull. I just wouldn't do it. It's just kind of grady looking, and it's not professional, right? I would not walk in there talking again. I had a principal call me one time and ask me to talk to my student who was eating suckers walking down the hallway in an elementary school. Just not okay. All right? So just remember that you're a professional. Everyone in here should have a clinical ID badge. If you have not gotten your clinical ID badge, you need to do that. It's at the ID office at Drinko Library. She's looking at me like, oh boy, I forgot something. No, you really didn't. It's okay. Drinko Library, ID office, first floor. They're pretty nice. They're nice. They're fine. What they are going to do is they're going to snap your picture, and it's going to be a white plastic card that you can clip. You can put it on a lanyard, or whatever you're going to do. It's $5. This is going to take you from right now all the way through student teaching, unless you lose it. You've got to get it by the way. Okay? So everybody has to have an ID badge. You can wear it at all times. And remember that you're building professional relationships. You would not believe how many teachers every semester when I'm sending out requests to place students email me and say, when so-and-so student teaches, I want them back. Or I heard from my friend who had so-and-so that they are a great student and I want them for student teaching. It happens all the time. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. So you need to build those professional relationships. Especially if you are a music student, for instance, and you're working in a classroom and they have an after-school ensemble or choir, or the teacher works like with Heart in the Park in the summers and they ask you to play. Guys, those are great opportunities, and that's just going to make you just even more marketable when the time comes along, okay? Energy Express is also, how many of you have heard it or worked with it? It's a great way to really just market yourself and to get extra experience, so, all right. All right, so placements. I emailed everybody in here at least probably 2 times, maybe 10 times, I don't know, asking about placement information. What was your content area? Where would you like to be placed? Do you have a particular teacher? Do you have transportation? I ask all of these questions. And some of you respond back very quickly. And some of you left orientation yesterday, and all of a sudden I had all of these emails from January 15th that were being answered. I was like, that's interesting how that works. So, this is how it works. Some of you may have been very specific. I've already talked to, and I'm just going to use some examples, some teachers on it. I've already talked to Angie Kinder at Nichols, and she is totally cool with me doing this clinical there. Okay, great. Super. I email Angie. Angie says yes. That's your placement. Okay. Some of you have said, I would like to be at Barbersville Elementary in a 3rd grade. That is not how this works. I cannot force people to take students. I can force teachers to take students. Sometimes I have schools where they have like multiple student teachers or multiple level 2 students, and so they're not going to be taking level 1s. So please just understand, I try my best. And if it is not exactly what you've asked for, I will work the next time to get you exactly what you asked for. But this time, we've just got to take what we can get, because there are 97 level 1 students. That is not a student teacher, that's just your all's group, there's 97 of you. I usually make about 600 placements every semester. So this is 97 of them. And so we just do our best with it. If you have said, I don't have transportation, then I have placed you along the bus route or within walking distance of the school. Because that's just what I try to do. I try to accommodate you every way I can. Diversity. We want you to see different schools and different teachers and different students. So, if you request Cabell Midland for all of your clinical experiences, you're not really seeing what's going on in Huntington High or Spring Valley or Wayne or Hurricane or any of those schools, right? And they're all different. They all have different cultures, and they all have different teachers, and they all have different kids. So we want you, once you leave here, to be well-rounded and ready to take on any sort of job that you're taking, any sort of teaching position. If you have other clinical experiences this semester, you have 343 for elementary people or something else, I will place you at the same place. We don't want you driving all over, back and forth. So we'll place you at the same school with the same teacher if they're agreeable, we usually are. And that way you just have one placement to go to. Okay? All right. First day of school reminders. Check in at the office, first thing. Everyone here has to have a background check on file. If you don't have a background check on file, you don't get a placement. That is through Castle Branch, unless you have made alternate arrangements with me. Like if you have a job like in a daycare and you have a different background check, I will usually accept those. You need to have a copy of that. You can log into Castle Branch and print it off. It's a PDF file. I would make like a binder because you're going to be taking notes. So I would just have that with me. Okay? You need to have your ID badge on. You need to dress professionally. You need to be on time, and you need to listen and learn. This is not a time for you to, I'm just going to say this. I wouldn't take my laptop in. Going back to the whole phone thing, okay, your laptop could get torn up, it could get stolen, or it could be misinterpreted of what you're doing. I did have a student who did not pass his level 1 because he came in and he put his earbuds in at his laptop, and he took off his shoes and he put his feet up. But he was taking notes. I just put my earbuds in, I was taking notes on my student. That is not how this works. Okay? Don't do that. So that's my point. I would just have everything in a binder, take it in. Listen and learn. You may go into a classroom where the teacher says, okay, I have this table, I thought you might want to sit here, and I'm going to be teaching, and this is your spot, and you can take notes. Okay, great. You may walk into a classroom where the teacher says, hey, so-and-so was out this weekend, or last week, could you help me with giving them a test or catching them up on something? Yeah, sure. Would you care to help me grade these papers? Would you care to work with the small group? Would you care to pass this out? Would you care to help me with this bulletin board? All of those things are yeses. Okay? Please do not go to the school and the teacher asks you to do something and you say, oh no, I'm just here to observe. It happened. It's happened before. It makes everybody look bad. Do not do that. So just be willing to jump in. Willing to, get up and move around a little bit. Ask the teacher if you can help. like I said, you're not there to teach, you're not there to write lesson plans, and you're not there to supervise students, but you can do small things, right? And you should want to. This is gonna be your career for the rest of your life. You should want to be part of this. All right. Okay, before we start there, stop it. Does anybody have any questions up to this point? Yes.
Talking about personal hygiene, just with facial hair,
Yeah.
just follow the schools,
Yeah.
whatever.
It should be fine. Yeah.
Seem like it.
Don't let it get crazy. Don't, you know. I have never had a complaint about facial hair. I have had a complaint about a student, a male student who had really long hair, and the teacher kept asking them to just put it back because she was, and guys were in school, she was afraid he was going to get lice, basically, and because he just had this hair everywhere. And she asked him a few times, and he just didn't do it. And so then she called me about it, and then I had to tell her, put your hair in a ponytail and all that, you know. So, but otherwise, no. Any other questions up to this point? Yes.
Do our martial IDs count as?
No. This is different. I have one that I wear because I supervise student teachers. When I go out to schools, it just clicks on. It's the same from the ID office. It's a white card. It's a vertical card. It's not a horizontal. It's vertical. And it'll say Marshall University COEPD clinical student. It identifies you as that and it has your name on it and your picture. So it's just a different identification.
So you just go in there?
Yeah. Yeah, they should have everybody's name on a list. If they try to give me any flack, tell them to email me. I'll take care of it. It should be fine with that. It shouldn't be a problem. And like I said, I think they're $5. So. Anybody else? First one might be free, maybe. Okay.
Is it just cash or do they take?
I think they take flex.
They take flex?
I think so. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I don't work there, so I don't know. Anybody else? Questions about dress code? Questions about social media? Any of that? Yes.
How do we log our hours?
That's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. I just didn't want to, I feel like if I keep going, it's just too much, you know, so. Okay, so live text. Who in here does not even know what live text is? Oh, that's okay. Everyone will have a live text account. You don't have to pay for it. You already paid for it as part of your fees. So if you get on there and it says something about a code or, you know, this and that, just let me know. It should. So you will receive an email. Dr. Watson from our college is in charge of all of this, and so he will set up a live text account for you. And you'll receive an email, and it'll have a username and a password, and you'll be able to get into it. Who in here has logged in before, knows what it looks like? Okay. And for EDF 201, you have to submit, if I'm not mistaken, your case study into live text, correct? Okay. So this is not, everybody's going to use it anyway. So in order to receive credit, you go to the school. You can keep your hours in a notebook if you want to, but then go back in and log them in about once a week, okay? It keeps you on track. So what you'll do is you'll log into your live text account, and I will send all of the very specific directions for this to you. So that's, look, pause. If you see an email from me, read it. Read it, don't delete it. It's important, I promise. I do not have time to just sit, just think up stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I send out important things and that's it, so. Okay, back on track. So, you're gonna log into live text. At the top, there are some different tabs. The one tab for us says field experience, so you'll click it. And a lot of people will be on their phone and they're like, but then I didn't see it. You gotta scroll down. You gotta go down to the bottom of the page. At the very bottom of the page, it'll have like your name, it'll say level 1, clinical experience, it'll have your school that I've placed you at, the teacher I've placed you with, all this information. And then there'll be a button and it says view placement. Click, okay? Once you click that. And I would log in and show you, but my screen looks way different than what your screen looks like. Once you're in there, you have on the right side of your screen a time log. And there's a button that says add hours with like a plus on it. Click it. Put in how many hours you were there and what you were doing. There's a drop down box. Observation. That's it. Then save the hours at the bottom. It does a running total at the bottom of the time log so you can see how many hours you've gotten. How many hours do you have to do? 35, not 34. The last 3 semesters, somebody did 34. They were done. 35, 35, 35. Can you do more than 35? Yeah. You can do 135 for all I care. Get 35 though. Okay, that's your number you're shooting for. So, after you get all those 35 hours, you're done. Your teacher has a login as well. They get it, it's free, we send it to them. Most of the people we place you with have already done this before, they know how this all works, okay? So they're gonna log in and they're gonna see you as their student, they're gonna click on your name, and they're gonna check all your hours and make sure, oh yeah, he was there on that day for 2 hours, he was there on that day for 5 hours, and they're gonna check that off and approve your time. It's time approval. And then there is a short evaluation. It's basically on professional dispositions, dress, attendance, respect, commitment to profession, those sort of things. They will click, submit, you're done. You just got credit, okay? That's how easy it is. Once all of that is complete, I log in, I pull all my reports, I can see who has logged 0 hours, I can see who is almost finished, I can see who has logged all their hours, whether the teacher approved them, whether they didn't approve them, all of that. That has to happen for you to get credit, okay? Now, here's your question. Well, what if my teacher doesn't do it? What if they don't log in and they don't do it? Okay, about April 1st, probably, I'll log into LiveChecks and I'll start pulling reports and looking. And if you have 0 hours on April 1st, we got a problem. And so I will send you a semi-hateful email telling you to either get on board or you're not getting credit. That's it. If you have, let's say you have 25 hours, I'm like, okay, they're on track, they're good. Some people might be finished at that point, even better. Once you have the 35 hours, if your teacher has not logged in and approved your time or done your evaluation, I reach out to them. I send them an email. Your student has finished their time. Could you please log into LiveChecks to approve their time and complete their evaluation? They will not receive credit without you doing so. Usually that kicks everybody into gear. They all take care of it. And I check those weekly up until about May 1st. I start checking them daily. And I just have a checklist. I just check off. And so grades aren't due on May 1st. Okay. I have the May 1st date to make sure everybody's on track. So after May 1st, if you have not finished your hours, let's say you've got 25 hours done by May 1st, and you call me and you say, listen, I had the flu, I couldn't get my hours in, I've had a bad semester, I have already talked to the teacher, this is how I'm gonna get the last 10 hours, I'm gonna have them next week, is that okay? I'm not a monster, I'll help you out. I don't want anybody to have to retake this because they are short just a few hours. I want you to finish. So, our grades are due, I don't even know, I have to look, about a week and a half after that date. That gives everybody that gives me plenty of time to get all the grades in, okay? Get everybody in there. So, get it done. Don't wait. Because as soon as you have your background check finished, and as soon as I can check off this orientation for you, I'll send you your placement, okay? I'm probably gonna start sending those out tomorrow afternoon if I'm in the office. So, everybody's good with that, right? So as soon as you get that, contact the teacher and get something going. Because spring break's gonna come up and you're gonna have a week where you've gotta do 1 million homework assignments or something like that. Or they're gonna have state testing and they're not gonna have any students coming in the building. You see where I'm going? Get it over with. Don't put it off, get it over with. So, May 1st is kind of our drop date. If for some reason you cannot get finished by May 1st, you have to reach out to me and tell me, okay? If not, I'm just gonna assume that you don't really care and you don't wanna get it done, and I'm just gonna move on, all right? It's your responsibility to log the hours. Once you're finished, and this happens sometimes too. Sometimes teachers don't read their emails, right? They just don't. But you're gonna have their number, and so I will contact you. Could you reach out to your teacher and let them know they need to log into LiveChecks? Usually that works too. Very rarely do we ever have to give someone no credit because the teacher didn't do their part. Maybe once a year, you know. And then after the fact, the teacher will be like, oh my gosh, I just got your email, I'm so embarrassed. And we do a grade change. And it's fine, okay? So you don't have to repeat if that happens. All right. Any questions about the LiveChecks? I will send you specific instructions on after you log in, what to click to add your time. And then if you still can't figure it out, it's okay, just come by the office. Bring your laptop, I'll show you where it is. It's not a big deal at all, okay? All right, now, this is where we have to talk about something, and some people are gonna be like, what language is she speaking, okay? And other people will be like, oh yeah, I get this, totally, okay. All right, so right now, everyone in this room is classified as pre-teacher education. Do you guys know that? Okay. If you look yourself up on DegreeWorks, whatever, pre-teacher education. And if you look yourself up on DegreeWorks, you should have some sort of section where it says admitted to ADME 4, admitted to ADME 5, or fully admitted to College of Ed, something like that. Okay, ADME 4 admission is when you are fully admitted to the College of Education. All right, let me just show you this. Who knows what this is? Oh, good, that's good. If you don't know what this is a curriculum sheet. It might not be your curriculum sheet, but it is a curriculum sheet. So this is just an English Ed one. I just grabbed the first one from. Okay, so if you look here, this is the front of it. You can pull these up online too on our website. So the front of this curriculum sheet is just core curriculum, core requirements. English 101, you know, communications, fine arts, your math, your physical science, the humanities, all that. Everybody university-wide pretty much has the same core curriculum. But then when you flip it over, so we have teaching specialization. So whatever content area you are, English, math, elementary, whatever you are, those classes up there are your teaching specialization classes. Bless you. Down here are what we refer to as your pro ed or your professional ed classes. All right. The class you're in right now, EDF 201 and 270, those are right there in that little white section. Okay. So, ADME 4 means this. You see those classes that are in blue right there? You can't take any of them until you're ADME 4. So if you have taken all of those, you have taken almost all of those, and you're right here and you're about out of classes, you need to be ADME 4. Okay? So this is what has to happen. Imagine just a checklist in your mind of things that you have to accomplish to get there. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to get a C in EDF 201. A C or better. Okay, I got a B, check. All right, you have to complete this clinical and get credit for it. Okay, I got credit, check. You have to have at least a 2.8 GPA. All right, I've got a 3.2, I'm good, check. All right, I've checked those boxes. The next couple things are usually where people have some difficulties, and let me explain why. The first thing is the Praxis Core exam. If you did not get a 26 or better on your ACT, you are required to take and pass the Praxis Core exam. Who in here has taken it? Anybody? Okay. How bad is it? It's not. It's like the ACT, a little bit, right? Okay, it's 3 sections, reading, writing, and math. You can pay, I think it's $150 to take them all at one time. And let's say you take them all at one time and you pass the reading and the writing and you don't pass the math. You can just take the math. I think it's 90. So, you have to have passing scores on all of those. Okay. So let's say you check that box. Check. The last thing is the ADME 4 portfolio. This is a portfolio that is opened in LiveText. It's an electronic portfolio. It is very simple to do. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. It has 3 components. One component is a writing sample. It's, I think, 500 words or less. I'm pretty sure it's like your philosophy of education, something like that. So you type that and you upload it. And it is graded by faculty within our college. So it is graded. The next thing is a self-assessment. All right, so it's these professional dispositions that we keep talking about, and you are assessing yourself on this. There's really no wrong answer. I mean, or time management. Yes, I'm awesome at it, or no, I'm terrible at it. Look, okay? It's like a survey. It's an assessment, self-assessment. The third thing is you have to have 3 references. These are not reference letters by any means or anything like that. Basically, what you will do is whoever you would like to get a reference from, you email them a link. You click on the link, and they complete the reference. One of the references has to be a professor at Marshall University that you've had in class. I have filled this out multiple times for people. It takes about 1 minute, maybe 1 minute, 30 seconds. I don't even think it takes that long. Click the link. Basically, should this person continue in the College of Education, do you think they would make a good teacher? Are they a decent person? Or, yeah, that's all, that's it. That's the recommendation. Okay? You have to have 3 of those. So, if you are a freshman right now, okay, let's just use elementary ed for example because I'm really familiar with it. So let's say you're a freshman in elementary ed, you still have plenty of classes up here to take, and you still maybe have 2 or 3 classes on the front of your page to take. Should you hurry up with this Admin for portfolio? Okay, you can. You are welcome to go ahead and do it. That's not a problem. It carries over each semester. If you, let's say you go ahead and do your portfolio this semester, and you meet all of the requirements except you get a D in EDF 201, and you have to retake it. You don't have to redo the portfolio. It will just stay, it'll just be in long text. It'll just be hanging out there. Okay. Now, if you are 2nd semester sophomore, coming up on junior, you need to do your portfolio. Okay? So, we have one date that it is due, and that is March 1st. Oh my gosh, March 1st. It's really not that bad. March 1st for the portfolio, not for the Praxis Core. Obviously, not for EDF 201 or 270 because you're in those until May. So, the portfolio is due March 1st. You're going to get emails from Candace Rowe about this portfolio a million times, okay? March 1st, portfolio. If for some reason you don't do it, you just decide you don't want to do it, you don't do it. We have a fall admission date, October 1st. We only have those 2 dates throughout the year. We don't have a rolling admission. You can either apply and apply by March 1st. If you apply after March 1st, then you'll be on the October 1st one, okay? Now let's just say this. Let's say that you checked all of those boxes except that portfolio, and you're out of classes after the semester. You don't have any more classes to take except those classes down there. But you don't do a portfolio. Whose problem is that? Yours, right? There's nothing we can do about that. You chose not to do it. Okay. So just understand that. If you're coming up and you think you're not going to have enough classes to take, you're going to be short, you need to go ahead and get that portfolio out of the way. It's not that much work. I would go ahead and do it if I could. So, any questions about the add before process? Go ahead and ask them.
When is like the last, not to say like wait till last minute, but when would you accept the practice score up until?
The end of the semester. Yeah. We will accept that score until the end of the semester. So if you have not taken it yet and you're going to try to do Admin for the semester, I would go ahead and register. You take it in the testing center, which is in the Morrow Library, and let's say you get your scores back and you know ahead of time, yeah, I got to retake the math or I've got to retake the reading, and that gives you plenty of cushion to go ahead and retake those. Yes?
With the references on the text portfolio, you said something the last time we spoke, it was again convocation thing, about the references having to have seen you in contact with students. So that's still,
Yeah, it could be the other two.
okay.
It could be like a youth minister, it could be somebody that taught at your high school with you, something like that. There are very specific instructions that come along with the portfolio, so once it's opened, I would just take my time, read it, I would read the rubric for the writing, you know, and just like any other assignment you
If
have to do.
the other 2 references are also martial professors, is that a problem?
I don't believe so, but just double check with that, because I am not totally clear on that, okay? No problem. Any other questions? Come on. None? Okay. Let's say you're really struggling with passing the praxis, okay? We are offering, which I just realized this thing was in my face. How have I not seen this whole time? Sorry, I just looked right at it. And obviously I don't mean it. We are offering some tutoring. If you've been in Jenkins, you know that the building's being remodeled currently. And so in the fall semester, we're going to be opening up this thing called the POST, Praxis or Student Tutoring. It's going to be staffed at all times. So if you are struggling with praxis or passing the praxis, I can go ahead and give you the names of 2 of the GAs who are already doing that tutoring for us, even though we don't have like a formal space or, you know, a formal place to have it. They're pulling people in, you know, offices and things like that and doing the tutoring. And I think it's really helping. A lot of people are talking, you know, it's been successful for them. So if you're struggling with that, if you've taken the praxis and you haven't passed, you've taken it a couple times and you haven't passed, just shoot me an email and I will send you their contact info so you can get in touch with them. Any other questions? I'm going to send you this PowerPoint electronically, so you'll have all of this information along with my contact information. Yes?
So I'm in ECE 303, and we have certain, you know, like,
Sure.
toddlers and whatnot.
Sure.
Our professor told us like not to interact, like to be a fly on the wall.
Okay.
What do you expect with us in regards to this?
In regards to this clinical, if the teacher's probably, since you're elementary, they will likely want you to interact. Every student I ever hosted in my classroom, like for just clinicals like this, I had them at a center, or I had them sitting with somebody who needed somebody to sit with them. I had them working the whole time. So just be prepared for that. Yeah, this is a little bit different from the ECE, for sure. Any other questions? Yes.
For I'll be in middle school or high school, they change class like every hour. Do I just stay in the same classroom with that assigned teacher?
Yeah,
throughout the whole
you're
hour?
assigned to a teacher, not a classroom,
Okay.
or not a group of students, yeah. Anybody else? No? Seriously, no? This never happens, yes?
So I've been hearing this rumor because my father-in-law works in the cafeteria at one of the schools,
Uh-huh.
and I have a sister-in-law who goes to school. There might be a string.
Okay, oh, good, the elevator in the room. Let's talk about this one. Okay, last spring, we had a work stoppage in West Virginia. It is very possible that we could have a work stoppage this spring. My husband's a principal, all my friends are teachers because I'm a teacher, so yeah, I'm right kind of in the middle of it. If for some reason that would happen, we will figure it out. We did last time. We have to just really kind of play it by ear. I'll tell you what, one thing that I did do last semester that did help is people who went home for spring break. I allowed them to change their placement and do their placement at like a hometown school and get all those hours in that week. I made a lot of different adjustments for folks. So we want everybody to finish successfully. We would never want anyone to not complete the clinical because of something like that. And here's the thing, the teachers in the schools would want that either. You know, they are all, you know, they immediately, like with my student teachers, they wanted them to go ahead, get their units taught, get that filmed and out of the way, because it's one of our requirements, just in case something happened. You know, they were thinking about our students first, just in case. So just know that, just understand that we will take care of you. Obviously, we would never, and if something like this does happen, the dean, Teresa Eagle, if you get an email from her, read it, will send out information regarding our stance on a work stoppage. Basically, it is this, you're not expected to cross a picket line, you're not expected to attend school, okay? Attend the public school. You have to attend either, you don't have to attend the public school. So, and it will just kind of outline that for you, if something like that were to occur. So, I'm still trying to think positively. We'll see. Anybody else? Good question, thank you. No? All right, so what I'm going to do is, this looks like the sign-in sheet, except it says add new core portfolio at the top. I'm going to put it at the back table. If you would like your portfolio opened on live text, please sign beside your name. If you leave here and you don't sign and you think about it and you decide you want it open, just email me. We'll take care of it. Okay? This is only if you want your portfolio open. I know someone is probably thinking, well, what if I open it but then I don't do it? It's okay. All right, that's fine. If I even had a thought that I might go ahead and finish this, I would have it open. Okay? All right. If you have any specific questions that you just want to answer one-on-one, come talk to me. Otherwise, you're free to go. Thanks for staying. I'm trying to see you, Rob. Oh, yes.